My name's Rachel, and my business is Thor Custom Designs, or Laser and Learn, which is my new educational platform that I use to teach people how to use, grow, and innovate with their laser businesses. So, the way that I got started was in 2019, I used the laser for the first time. I used a Trotec that was at my library's local Makerspace, and ever since then, I was hooked. By September of 2019, my husband and I were having our wood anniversary, which was our 5th anniversary, and he decided that because I had been creating a lot with my Cricut and I was just obsessed with going down to the makerspace, that he would buy me a laser. This terrified me. This prospect terrified me. But we ended up deciding and ordering in January of 2020 a Glowforge. So at first, I had absolutely no intention of becoming a laser business owner. I am, and was back then, a full-time teacher. I got my laser in February of 2020 and I was hooked. It was so much fun to create things. And then, as all of you know, in March 2020, the world shut down. My laser became my coping mechanism. It was what got me through each day, was being able to have something that I could control. At least I could play with my laser. At least I could create new things. In April of 2020, I decided to do something that I never expected to do, which was to create a laser engraving business. The way that I did that was, the very first thing I did was at 1 o'clock in the morning in April of 2020, I started a business page on Facebook. I had absolutely no idea what this would lead to. I got my first order from somebody that I didn't know in May of 2020, and I did an outdoor farmer's market in June of 2020 just to get myself out of the house. And then it slowly took off from there. By August of 2020, I realized that I was not going to keep up with everything using my Glowforge. And so in September of 2020, I started talking to Emily Caroline, and she advised me that she really loved her Mira 7. And so I decided to take the plunge and get an Aeon Mira 9. Christmas season came and went. I stayed up until 3 a.m. making tons of orders using my Glowforge almost every night, on top of working a full-time job, just because my Glowforge could not keep up. In February of 2021, I received my Mira, and it really changed the game for me. I could now do huge craft shows. I could now do many more products. I can now take on more of a corporate orders. One of the first days that I actually had my laser, I made a bunch of name signs for this swim team. And ever since that day, I was hooked. I make earrings, I make signs, I make all different types of things in between. One of the things that I love is that I don't really have one particular thing that I continue to make. I love making it all. My life has changed so much since I bought my laser. I never expected to be a business owner. I never expected to be good at art or technology. In actuality, those were 3 things that I was convinced that I would never, ever, ever do with my life. I was convinced that I was made to be a teacher. And while I still am, this has opened up so many possibilities. I now have options. If I want to, when I become a mom, stay home with my kids and run my business, I know that I can. And part of that is because I have this industrial commercial laser, which is my Aeon Mira 9. Something that I would advise is, if you are looking into getting a laser, I know that it is terrifying. I know that spending $6, $8, $10, $15, however much $1,000 you are planning on spending is terrifying. But I will tell you, I got mine in February, and I paid it off in 7 months. And that was with working a full-time job. It is possible. And for those people that think that there's too many laser people out there, I go to craft shows constantly, and there are not 2 laser people that are doing the exact same thing, ever. I create a lot of my own designs. I buy some of my own designs, but the fact that you can do signs, you can do jewelries, you can do cutting boards, you can do, 3D puzzles. There's so many options. So the biggest turning point for me, and I will have to say, was getting my Aeon Mira 9. It changed the game for me. I was able to get into these big shows. I was able to actually build up inventory. I am now doing shows at giant convention centers, which I never anticipated doing. At some of these shows, I am doing thousands and thousands of dollars in revenue in a single weekend, which I never anticipated. So my superpower, at least I think so, is hopefully helping other people grow their businesses too. I am a teacher, and even if I don't teach in the classroom, I want to teach in any way possible. If you ever have any questions about anything, please feel free to let me know. And thanks for listening to my success story.